You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and all of the free?
Thank you, Raina, for singing that so beautifully. Now let's head to Pennsylvania with Pastor Zach Woods for today's invocation.
Hello, and I am excited to offer today's invocation for the competition today. Before we dive into some Sim Rap Guy Cup Series action, let's spend a moment in prayer together, shall we? Let's pray together. Almighty God, I thank you for the opportunity to pray over the competition tonight, to pray over those who are in the booth, to pray over those who pour into so much time and effort to make this Cup Series go around. Lord, I thank you that you have blessed the competition with the means to come together under their shared passion of racing and competition tonight. Lord, we cannot do this honorably without your help. And so as tensions rise and maybe angers flare, I pray that you might bless the field with a sense of fairness, a spirit of calmness, and yet one that still spurs upon competition. We want to honor you with how we act and how we drive, how we broadcast, and how we show our passions this evening. And so, Lord, I pray that whether we are at a super speedway or a short track, an intermediate, or anywhere in between, oh Lord, wherever the setting might take us, let us race honorably. We ask of that blessing tonight. We ask that we might honor your name and who we are and how we race. And all the glory and the honor of tonight's broadcast goes to you. We thank you, God, for the opportunity to meet new friends, to share in passions of racing, and to make this time about you. In your Son's name we pray, in Christ's name. Amen. Thank you. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Thank you, Pastor Zach. Now let's head trackside with Lugo the Lugnut for today's command to start your engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Hello race fans and welcome. Sim Racing Media, we are live here for the DJ Knightz 265 at Richmond, round number 19 of 20, the penultimate race in the championship. Ready to rock and roll. I'm Liam Irving. We're at Alan Bergen up in the booth. Alan, how you doing?
I'm great. 260 laps here at Richmond Raceway here in Richmond, Virginia. And I tell you what, Liam, I am excited. We're going to watch two races. Not only the one at the front, but the one at the back of the field. I always say this, Liam, it's not a matter of if you go a lap down. It's a matter of when you go a lap down.
That is definitely true. These guys at the back of the field are going to find themselves going a lap down early on. You're going to want to try to prevent that. We've got 20 drivers in the field ready to roll. As we get ready for 260 laps here in Richmond. Let's go ahead and give you guys our starting lineup. On the pole today is Tom Board with Noah Jackson to his outside. We see Peyton Holland and Dalton McKenney. Thad Teasley and Greg Wood Jr. going to make up row number 3, with Christian Rose and Ryan White in row 4. Rounding out the top 10 here today, Zach Woods and Brock Whitehead. Cole Martin in the 45 with Patrick McQuaid to his outside. Bill Hagan and Charlie Childress running a Jeff Gordon throwback. Adam Stewart, Brett Bullard in row number 8. Mark Gonzalez and Brandon Cooper making up row number 9. And then rounding out the field today will be Charles Whitehead and Johnny Williams. Just waiting on Johnny to get up into the field here. Not sure he's going to have the time. This is the playoff picture after Pocono. Noah Jackson plus 60. He's locked in. Brock Whitehead, Chris Otto, Peyton Holland trying to hold on to their spots. Christian Rose, Tom Bourne, Thad Teasley, Zach Woods, Matt Davies, all less than 10 spots away from that Final Four. Gonna have to keep an eye on the battle between the 18, the 14, the 16, 33, and 67. 32 as well. Doesn't look like Matt Davies is in the field. Coming to the green flag here. Green flag in the air, sponsored by Milwaukee Tools. Tom Bourne gonna lead him down.
Yeah, what an excellent jump that Tom Bourne got on the inside. Here comes Noah Jackson in the 87 car. He's going to try to look to the outside early, coming down the back chute. And Liam, here comes Peyton Holland vying for that second position also.
You know, that 18's not going to waste too much time trying to work his way up to the front. Meanwhile, Thad Teasley. Oh, we got trouble. Mark Gonzalez around down the front straightaway.
And
Caution's
first
going to
of
come
many.
out for the first time here today.
As I said, the first of many.
Brock Whitehead may have gotten a piece of it as well. And something happened here with Whitehead. Yeah, he just got loose, got a tag from the back of the 60. Continues on.
I mean, you're not going to get a whole lot of damage here. If it's not like a high-speed crash if you were at a, like a Michigan or an auto club or something like that. But I mean, we're at Richmond. It's a slow speed track. Can still do a lot of damage to your race car. Don't get me wrong there. We're not saying that, but what we are saying is that the impacts are going to be slow speed. So a good chance, unless you really knock the towing out of the car. I mean, you can keep on trucking.
Yeah, that's a good point there, Alan. You're really going to be able to take a bit of a beating with these cars. Not that you're going to want to, but you're going to be able to.
I mean, you definitely don't want to make the highlight reel for the wrong reasons tonight.
No, you really don't. Noah Jackson here in second, Peyton Holland in third, Dalton McKinney in fourth. That is the same as the way they started. Greg Wood Jr. was able to get around Thad Teasley. Adam Stewart, he's up 4 spots. Charles Whitehead, he's up 5 in that M&M's machine. Getting doubled up, ready for a restart here in Richmond. Alan says the first of many cautions. I want him to be wrong. But there's only one way to find out, and that's gonna...
I just call it like I see it.
Are we doing this again? Are you serious?
Well, we're back to green flag racing as Tom Bourne, Noah Jackson brings us back down to green flag, and here we go. Noah Jackson, Tom Bourne gets the jump off turn number.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer
Alright, yeah, my thing
for dirt
froze, so
oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today, and remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one. Subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today, and remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
And we are back live with the EOL Rep Guys Cup Series here. Sorry about the technical difficulties we had here, but we got those all fixed up, ready to bring you guys some great live action here.
I'm not entirely sure what that was about. We're trying to work on audio and the whole thing crashed, so we do apologize for that. Still green flag here at the EOL Race Rap Guy Cup Series. Penultimate race here in Richmond.
Definitely so, Liam. And there is our live timing board comes up there. So do apologize there at lap 28 of 260. Kristen Rose continues to run in that 8th position. But here is the man of the hour, Liam. And that is Tom Bourne, who currently runs in the lead. Not missing anything out front as he's driven out to almost a 1-second lead, if you will. We'll call it 9/10 of a second, but a little bit further back in the field, there's that 87 car of Noah Jackson. He's under fire from the 33 ride of Tad Beasley.
Beasley trying to work his way up through this field a little bit more. Cole Martin goes into the pits.
Cole Martin on pit road. I don't know if that's an unscheduled pit stop, Liam, but we're going to find out in due time.
Yeah, it's a little bit early to schedule the pit stop here. 230 laps to go. Noah Jackson still trying to keep that 33 at bay, but it seems like Teasley's just a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% correct there. And you can see as we jump on board, not that one. There we go. That's the one we want there. On board with Tad Teasley. You can see just how much better he's getting into the corner, but it looks like Noah Jackson's getting off the corner just a little bit better.
Yeah, it's going to take it all here to be good at Richmond. You're starting to see that 87 slide up a little bit wide in the center of the corner. Seems to benefit that 33. The 34 not too far behind either.
Cole Martin and at Mayhem Motorsports number 45. He'll win the race to the beer stand tonight as he gets the first car out of there. We're running 28 laps. But there's the race right now. We're going to stick with this one while it materializes. And that is Tom Bourne versus Peyton Holland. Now, Peyton Holland rather, has had some good runs, some flashy runs as of late. But nonetheless, here he is trying to run down that 16 car. I mean, it's been clean and green since that first muffler man caution.
And only the one so far happened on lap number 3 when he saw Mark Gonzalez sideways coming out of the corner. Peyton Holland trying to chase down that 16 for the race lead. He's been able to get his bumper. Now he looks to the outside. Tom going to be able to cut off that run coming up off of 2. Actually gets himself a little momentum on corner exit. And look at those brake rotors glowing. Getting into the corners. These guys using a lot of brake. And Peyton Holland scrapes that wall once again. Alan, how many times have we said catching him's one thing, passing him is a whole nother story?
I ran out of fingers and toes. But nonetheless, Peyton Holland throwing everything at Tom Bourne but the kitchen sink, and well, maybe even the kitchen sink as well. So look out. And that car's only going to like that wall so much before it just says, you know what, we're done here. Oh, a muffler
trouble
man
again.
caution. And this time it was Mark Gonzalez, it looks like once again. As he's going to take it straight back to the pits. There's your muffler man caution. So go see the muffler man, and we're going to see a replay. And it looks like he's just gonna maybe just loop it around. Oh, that's a hardware failure.
Yeah, that something broke.
Back out to the live picture here under this muffler man yellow, the second muffler man yellow tonight. And they're all coming down pit road, Liam.
Not even shocked. These guys have run almost 40 laps on this first set of tires. We're seeing a fall off of almost 2 seconds rather.
This is one of the best cams to see who wins that race off the pit road. As Tom Bourne's going to do that, he's going to retain the lead here. We're going to see all these cars come down and come off pit road all at once. These guys catch that muffler man pace car here at lap number 41 of 260. Still a long way to go, but I mean, made it through a good long green flag run, Liam, and I think, in my opinion, that's not quite long enough to see exactly what your car's got, but it gives you a good idea because we were almost into that pit window.
It's starting to close in on it. You know, anticipate these guys being able to go roughly 70, 75 laps, maybe.
Yeah, we do that. Well, as these guys come off pit road and get lined up, let's check out those pit stop stats. Everybody took 4 tires. Noah Jackson took repairs. So I would imagine he took 4 tires also.
More than likely, but that's going to cost him a little bit of time, a little bit of track position. He's now outside the top 10 in a race that seems like it's been pretty tough to pass.
Well, and that's the thing, Liam, is you don't want to burn your stuff up. You know, you don't want to bury yourself at a dirt track. As we want to thank everybody for tuning in here as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Tom Bourne, Peyton Holland on your front row through the restart zone. We are back to the Milwaukee Tools Green Flag. There it is.
And Mark Salat came on the chat, said technical malfunction. Trust me, bro, we get it.
I mean,
we got a little bit earlier with some technical faults, trying to work on audio. Got it now. Ryan White trying to take away second place from Peyton Holland. Sideways to Dalton McKinney down the front straightaway.
Dalton McKinney slides through the grass. No caution. We're staying green.
Yeah, kept it off the racing surface. Got to be able to drive it away.
Meanwhile, as we come back out front, here comes Tom Bourne. Peyton Holland trying to catch him, and then enter the picture Greg Wood Jr. I feel like this is a racetrack that Greg Wood Jr. is going to excel at here tonight. As, you know, short track can go either way. It's either going to be long green flag runs, or it's going to be the muffler man caution fest.
Fastest lap of the race just went to Tom Bourne at 21:30. Peyton Holland at 21:49, just behind him. You guys going to be trading laps back and forth, but again, you don't want to overdo your tires too early in this run because that's going to bite you when you get to the later stages.
Definitely, here comes Greg Wood Jr. Oh, we got
trouble.
Another.
Brandon Cooper.
Brandon Cooper. Ooh.
Charles Whitehead is there too. He's got he's got some hefty damage in the 40.
And let's see here. What happened? Let's do Arnold Schwarzenegger get to the chopper.
Oh. Man. Contact there between the 54 and the 4 sends Cooper down the racetrack, bounces it off of the inside wall. Tough break here.
So here we are under another Muffler Man yellow. Muffler Man at 219 Columbus Road. Call them at 740-592-3593 for all your Muffler Man needs. They'll be happy to have you. Well, Liam, another Muffler Man caution lap 49 of 260. 48 laps in the history books we go. Here with round 19 of Richmond Raceway. Taking the over.
It's been a bit of a rocky start.
It's okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's all good.
First caution on lap 3, then we go to about lap 30 or almost 40. before we see our second one, and now we've got a quick yeller. Still only on our third caution of the race.
Yeah, while these guys are pacing around the racetrack, let's go ahead and take a look at that weather. As your resident meteorologist here, 73 degrees in the stands. The track tip just a little bit higher with a northeast wind at 4 miles an hour. It's overcast tonight, and the humidity, well, it's 56%. So not quite to that where it's going to be hot and, dare I say, swampy like it is here in St. Louis tonight. But, you know, storms on the way.
I love it.
I think your beloved Twins are in a rain delay there in Detroit, Michigan.
Well, that's all right. They could use a little rain. Help them grow as a team. Sprout some more runs.
Well, while the Twins are going to sprout some more runs, we're getting ready to go back to a Milwaukee Tools green flag here with Bourne Holland on the front row. We are back to green flag racing, sponsored by Milwaukee Tools.
Greg Wood Jr. able to get a good restart there, and third place goes to second on the inside of Holland. See what he can do with this run coming up off of turn number 2. Holland gets the wall just a little bit. Doesn't let that 67 clear him. Getting through 3 and 4. The center goes to Wood, but the exit is going to go in the favor of Holland. Scrapes the wall just a little bit, but keeps that momentum.
Yeah, right now, Peyton Holland and Greg Wood Jr. door handle to door handle, Goodyear to Goodyear. Peyton Holland trying to knock the right side of the car off or knock down the wall. Either way, he's going to be in second position. And then here comes Ryan White in that number 34 car. He's wanting to put his name in the mix.
Everybody wanting to make something happen here.
It definitely is. We're just about single filed out right now. And this is what these guys need to do. Get single file, start logging laps. As we look a little deeper here in the field, there's Zach Woods battling Dalton McKinney. That's for 11th right now on the board. So far, the only car a lap down is Charles Whitehead. Brandon Cooper puts it on the hauler. Mark Gonzalez. Colton Martin will win the race to the beer stand tonight. Bless you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm only blessing one.
Holland trying to close in. It's 0.4 of a second. Just a couple car lengths between these two. He's able to get back in front of the 67 of Wood. Ryan White there in 4th place.
Meanwhile, we got a battle brewing back here between Ryan White and Greg Wood Jr. This is going to be a battle for third coming up here. Ryan White is only going to be content with riding in 4th for so long before he's had enough and starts closing in on that 67 car.
He seems to be a little bit quicker on the entry and in the center, but the exit really goes into the favor of that 67 machine.
Yeah, you're 100% correct there. Greg Woods Jr. is getting off the corner just a little bit better than that 34 car. But Peyton Holland up there, he's closing in on your leader of Tom Bourne.
He's trying to. That's kind of stabilized a little bit over the course of the last lap or two. Tom Bourne's starting to put down a couple of quicker lap times and trying to extend that gap. This time around, these last 2 times, he's been a 10th quicker. 2/10 quicker than the drivers behind that 18. Tom Bourne really putting the hammer down early on in this race.
Yeah, he's definitely putting the whip to the horse, and Ryan White trying to find a pathway around that 67. Still single filed out. Ryan White still trying to run down the 67 car. Looking for a battle back here in the back here. Brock Whitehead in the 31 car. All over the back bumper of Christian Rose in that 14 ride. Noah Jackson was on pit road last caution for repairs when everybody came down pit road, who were here on lap 63 of 260. So 62 laps into the history books. We are looking at it here. Adam Stewart in the number 4 ride. And Liam, you can see those left front brake rotors just glowing, as we're going to see this all night long.
Yeah, these guys carry a lot of speed into the corners, through the corners, and these next-gen cars have these really good ceramic brake pads that, you know, they can withstand a lot of heat. They can slow the car down really quick, but they build up a lot of heat through that friction by doing so. So that's one of the cool things about night racing, is being able to see those guys, how hard they are on the brakes getting into the corners. Zach Woods up the racetrack, trying a little bit wider of a line to keep Dalton McKinney at bay. It's going to work for him that time, and now he gets a good run on Patrick McQuaid. Going to get right up next to the fence. We haven't seen anybody all the way up there. As Matt Metler loves to say, that's where Mama hides the cookies.
Yes, that is exactly right. And Dalton McKinney takes the low line, and they are Goodyear to Goodyear off of turn number 2. Both of these guys going to give that Patrick McQuaid and the double natural to business here coming into the tri-oval.
McKinney got really tight on entry there into turn 3. He lost a ton of time. Had to really get off of the gas to avoid hitting that 60. Puts him in the crosshairs of Charlie Childress in that 24. We've seen so much success out of that 24 paint scheme. Charlie Childress trying to live through that vicariously here today.
Well, here's the thing. I want to touch on Dalton McKinney just for a little bit, because we got to watch him at Eldora's, you know, hustle and modified around the dirt. I think these dirt guys can drive a loose race car better than the asphalt guys. So when the track is hot and slick, that's where guys like Dalton McKinney shine, because they can hustle that car around. They know car control, and they know how to find the limits in a hurry.
You know, I agree with you for the most part. However, these next-gen cars don't really allow you that slip angle like the other cars would, or like a truck or Xfinity car might. You can kind of work with a bit of a slip angle. With this car, once you start sliding, it is so hard to regain control.
Absolutely. Dalton McKinney, while we're watching the number 4 car, Dalton McKinney's still working on Zach Woods. But here comes Charlie Childress. He's looking to get around the 46 car.
They send it in pretty deep here.
Oh,
into turn 3.
Adam Stewart saves it.
Looks like Stewart, he came on the radio and said, "My bad, wasn't looking in the mirror." Sounds like he might have come across the front of that 77 McQuaid. It cost him a ton of time, but great job keeping that thing straight.
And Zach Woods, he's going to go to work on the double natural of Patrick McQuaid. And here comes Charlie Childress. He's the guy, when we were watching that battle between Dalton McKinney, we never saw Charlie Childress coming until he was right there. There he goes, getting another
Charlie.
spot.
Yeah, big send there, big slider. Here comes Woods back down to the bottom. He's going to have momentum and the low lane down the front straightaway. What does Charlie Childress do with this outside? He seems to be able to make that 24 work wherever he wants it to. Here comes Zach Woods sliding up just a bit. Almost hits the 24 in the door.
You know, that reminds me of a young Jeff Gordon pulling moves like that with that Rainbow Warriors number 24. And I mean, that's what we saw clips of. That's what we grew up with, Liam.
Definitely is, you know, especially racing around maybe a 6 car with that font instead of a 60. Charlie Childress worked his way up into the top 10. It's a pretty good drive here, especially given the fact that we've run almost 35 laps since the last restart.
Well, right now, we're going to go back up to the front. Here we are back at the ranch. And Peyton Holland is going back after Tom Bourne. As, we materialized in the back. Now, Tom Bourne, when he catches Brett Bullard in that Tier 1 racing setup car, he's going to get around that 12 car efficiently. How do you do that? Well, we're going to find out in about a half a track.
Yeah, you really don't want to end up losing time to these lapped cars as you start to catch up to them. Thankfully, there's only 15 cars still on the racetrack, so that'll leave you a little bit more space between the traffic. But you're still going to want to try to be as efficient as you possibly can, working through that lap traffic, because any little bit of time lost is going to be something that a driver like Peyton Holland especially, but anybody in second, is going to try to pounce on.
Speaking of Peyton Holland, the status quo day had his moments there. Right now he's been as low as third, and here he is running second. So not a bad run for that Ghost Toyota. I don't drink any energy drink that has the word liquid in depth. Nor do I want a liquid energy drink to turn me into a ghost.
So you don't drink liquid death water?
Nope.
It's just water in a can. Sometimes they're sparkling.
I don't even drink Red Bull because I really don't want wings.
Oh. Well, I have had numerous Red Bulls, and I have not yet gotten a wing. I usually have to order the wings on the side.
Well, speaking of wings, you can order that. You can order the wings, but make sure that you get some Top It Off hot sauce.
Yeah, get some Top It Off hot sauce at topitoffsauce.com. You got 6 amazing flavors there. You can use code EOL10 for 10% off your order.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you get that Top It Off hot sauce to go with the wings. And, well, here we are, lap 83 or 260. As we are 82 laps into the history books we go. Tom Bourne continues lead. What Liam and, Ryan White, their teammates, are currently occupying that second, third, and fourth position.
Yeah, they're gonna want to try to get Tom Bourne out of their way. Get up to the front. Remember, we've got major playoff implications throughout the course of this race. Tom Bourne leading this race. He's 3 points behind the cut line coming in. He's gonna want to try to get his way up to the front. Ryan White, he's a long shot, but technically is still mathematically able to pass Peyton Holland. Holland does not want Tom Bourne to win because Holland is the driver in fourth right now. He's got 0 points between him and Christian Rose. So he's going to want to try to finish in front of both that 16 and 14 to guarantee himself in. Best way he can do it, though, is to win the race, Peyton Holland. Right now still sitting in second place. However, starting to lose time to that race leader. It's 1.26 seconds now. These guys run down the back straightaway. But we've still got a long way to go.
We do got a long ways to go. Right now, Tom Bourne sitting high, wide, and handsome, not missing anything up there in the front. But here we go. 2 teammates getting ready to go get after it here out of Whitehead Racing. That's Brock Whitehead and Ryan White. And Ryan White has that third position. Brock Whitehead wants it. And we're almost to the century mark.
Just about. Lap 88 of 260.
Can Brock Whitehead get by his teammate Ryan White? And if you're Ryan White, how How hard do you race your teammate there, Brock Whitehead?
You're Ryan White. You got to go as hard as you possibly can. I mean, like I said, he's 31 points out. Whitehead's 25 points to the good. So in terms of who needs it more, I would say Ryan White is going to be a little bit more desperate, and Brock Whitehead might understand that. However, you still don't want to give anything up, you know? It's
Well, we just found out.
Sorry?
I was going to say, we just found out because Ryan White took the high line and Brock Whitehead went to the inside. And, well, Brock Whitehead's now putting a whip to the horse to run down his other teammate. I think 10 laps to go, Liam. It's every man for himself. I don't care which team you're on. I don't care if you're driving for Santa Claus. It's with 10 laps to go, all bets are off.
Yeah, especially when you've got a chance at the championship on the line.
Look, I would wreck my grandma to win a championship, okay?
A lot of people would.
I would. Especially in a league that's competitive as this one.
Yeah, week in, week out, we've got some of the best guys that get it done on Wednesday nights, putting on amazing action. Speaking of, we got Noah Jackson trying to defend now. Or rather trying to chase down Thad Teasley.
Yeah, Thad Teasley under fire coming to the tri-oval. And, you know, Noah Jackson having a little bit of repair. He's going to look to the inside, down the back chute. Here, lap number 94. He's going to get that position, putting Noah Jackson back into the top 5.
Yeah, he made that look easy.
I mean, I think he went inside that repairs. That was him getting the flux capacitor installed.
Well, he restarted outside of the top 10 in 12th. He's up to the top 5. Running pretty close lap times to what the leader is doing. Noah Jackson, of course, came in leading the points. Already locked in to the finale.
Yeah, Noah Jackson and Thad Teasley battling it out here. Kristen Rose right behind him with Rose Clima Racing.
Battle for second here, Brock Whitehead, Peyton Holland.
Oh, there we go. This is what we do right here. Teammates in. Okay, I get that. I get the move.
Yeah, looks like these last couple of laps, Brock's been a little bit faster than Peyton. Get him a little cleaner air, see if he can start chasing down Tom Bourne just in front. Take a look at these last couple of laps. Actually, a pretty significant advantage for Brock Whitehead that time around, almost 0.3 quicker. Holland didn't really lose much time to the race leader in that exchange.
No, and that's the thing is right now, this is, no matter how this shakes out, if Brock Whitehead can get ahead of Tom Bourne, as we got just about 162 laps to go here, and you know, no matter what, this is going to be a team win. Because, you know, Peyton Holland, Ryan White, they're great teammates to Brock Whitehead. And now, Tom Bourne not sitting so high, wide, and handsome right now as Brock Whitehead running down that number 16 car.
You know, I wonder if Peyton knows that if his teammate goes up and passes Tom Bourne, that takes away the points that he would get from winning. You know, the bonus points that he would get from winning. And then there's maybe only a 1 point difference between those two if Holland can finish right behind Tom Bourne. There could be some strategery going on here. There's a lot of math that's going to be going on throughout the course of this race, trying to figure out who and how to get into that top 4, especially with only 9 points separating. How many here? We've got all the way back to 9th. It's only 9 points behind the cut line. Obviously, Matt Davies not here. Patrick McQuaid is. He's 12 points back. Good run to get McQuaid up into the top 4 as well. But Tom Bourne's starting to close in on lap traffic. That's Zach Woods. He's going to be the first driver to go a lap down on the racetrack through green flag conditions here today.
And just as we said that, Tom Bourne goes by the 60 car, Zach Woods. The 12 car, Brett Bulliard, coming down pit road. And this is where you start getting that insurance, Liam, is now Brock Whitehead's got to pass Zach Woods efficiently. Tom Bourne's got to get around the 46 car even more efficiently than he did Zach Woods.
Meanwhile, Brock Whitehead is within 3/4 of a second of the race lead. It's been a couple tenths quicker each time around.
What a run that these guys are having here. You know, 3 cautions to start tonight. Here we are, lap number 105. Liam, I probably should have took the under.
Yeah, these guys have been running phenomenal here today. It's been pretty clean. A couple of smaller incidents, but nothing major. A couple of spins, a little bit of contact with the 54 and the 40. Seems to have taken them out of the race. Not seeing either one of them still getting any work done on the pit lane. I believe they packed it up, called it good.
One driver not calling it good right now, it's Brock Whitehead. That's what a half a second looks like to your race leader. I mean, what an awesome shot on the roof.
Starting to close in, but the closer he gets, the closer their lap times. That time by, they were both equal at a 22.77. It's half a second separating first and second. I know how much we hate to bring it up, but that dirty air really could be playing a factor.
I mean, yeah, you definitely want to keep that nose clean. Even on a short track, that air does matter. Just about anywhere you go. And there's a better view of that interval. That's what a 0.4 of a second looks like. And Whitehead just got an awesome turn 2 that time. Wow. He just
an amazing center. He was able to close in a couple of car lengths. Does the same that time. He's late on the brakes and early on the gas. Really able to outdrive Tom Bourne at this point. 0.3 of a second is the gap. And look at that drive into turn 1. He's able to hook that bottom.
Ooh.
He's almost to the bumpers. Here comes Zach Woods, who we saw just go a lap down. Now he's going to be on fresher tires. Does he have the opportunity to get one of his laps back? Brock Whitehead tried the outside. Now he's going to cross over down to the inside of Tom Bourne. This is for the race lead here on lap 112. Brock Whitehead fights it, drives it in deep. He's going to clear for the race lead coming off of turn number 2. Whitehead takes it over. Tom Bourne back to second.
I mean, at this point, Liam, when on lap 112, there's really not a whole lot of reasons to battle Brock Whitehead when you know that you got a limited set of tires. You're just trying to log laps and take care of those tires as they are worth their weight in gold right now. But meanwhile, Brock Whitehead now has decisions to make as he is closing in on Adam Stewart in that Wells closing number 4. There he is, and then there is Brock Whitehead in the top of your screen.
Here comes the 60 getting his lap back. It's already 0.6 between first and second. Tom Bourne and Brock Whitehead. Peyton Holland is about 1.8 seconds behind these guys. He's starting to close back in at the tail end of this run. Here comes Ryan White into the pits from 4th place.
pretty even kill. Yeah, I like seeing green flag pit stops on a short track. That makes you know that this league's doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly difficult to get onto pit road here at Richmond. It's so tight down there on the apron in 3 and 4. Not to mention the fact that it's risky. If a caution comes out, you're liable to lose 2 laps.
And Stewart goes to block the 31 car. As Brock Whitehead's got to figure out another way around Adam Stewart in the 4 car. I don't think Brock Whitehead would be too happy about that.
Well, the 4's got every right to fight for his position here to try to stay on the lead lap. I think he's coming into the pits, but that was something nice out of Tom Bourne's front.
Ooh,
looks like the 24 missed pit lane.
Yeah, Charlie Childress had to hit the abort button. There in the 9th position. He's going to go a lap down. That is a fatal mistake on the racetrack right there, because that can bury you in a hurry, especially at a place like Richmond, where you just got to be on point all race long. It's 260 laps that you cannot afford any mistakes. You have to be on point mentally and physically.
Absolutely, and that really sucks for Charlie because he'd been working all race, got himself up into the top 10, was racing around Bill Hagan for 9th, or for 8th rather, and then he's going to make it into the pits this time around, but lose a ton of time. Peyton Holland able to close in on Tom Bourne for 2nd. Battle heating up pretty big going into the corner. Holland able to get around Tom. Tom Bourne going to come into the pits now from 3rd place. Noah Jackson follows him in. Brock Whitehead, Peyton Holland stay out.
Dalton McKinney getting one of his laps back the hard way.
Top 2 coming in.
Well, Liam, while these guys cycle on pit road, why don't we go ahead and cycle to a commercial break? We're going to go side by side. You won't miss a thing here on Sim Racing Media.
No, we got a caution.
Never mind, we got a caution. Ooh, who is it?
Try to search around and see who it could be. Christian Rose might have just gotten super lucky. Greg Wood Jr., I believe.
Let's go to Greg Wood Jr. And I don't believe it's he might have
24.
Charlie Childress. What's Charlie Childress on? Charlie Childress puts it on pit road.
That's going to change up the running order here.
Definitely, as we look here at the 4 car, it looks like, there he goes. Oh, that'll end your night. As we are under another muffler man caution. We were on our way to side by side action here. 4th caution for cause here tonight. And we're going to go and these guys are under caution. We're going to go ahead and take that opportunity to take a pause for the cause, and we're going to go side by side, and we'll be right back.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup racing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Took the race lead. Tom Bourne moves back into second. Brock Whitehead falls to third. After that restart, Thad Teasley, Ryan White, Bill Hagan, Noah Jackson, Christian Rose, and Patrick McQuaid with Dalton McKinney. Rounding out your top 10, those are also the only 10 drivers on the lead lap. Saw Charlie Childress go around to bring that last caution out, made some significant contact with the inside wall.
Yeah, Charlie Childress numbers a laps down here. Well, 2 laps down, not numbers. 2 laps down. Greg Wood Jr.
Oh.
Now 22 laps down.
Noah Jackson with a bit of a problem.
Ooh, what happened to Noah there?
I think he got loose coming up off of turn 4, drove it through the grass.
That's what the live timing shows. Well, we know what happens when you drive it off into the grass. So.
Yeah, you don't get paid for the landscaping.
At least put some lawnmower blades on there.
I thought that's what the splitter was for.
True, true. You're right. That's what the splitter's for.
Clayton Holland was able to split his way to the front on that restart.
I like what you did there. Meanwhile, not missing anything up there where Peyton Holland, but right now we're going to watch this battle with Brock Whitehead and Tom Bourne. Brock Whitehead trying to get back to the second position. Peyton Holland doing Peyton Holland things up there in the front. Is, well, the 16 car is under fire from the 31 car.
Yeah, Brock Whitehead really trying to close in on that 16. He doesn't want to have to take as long as it did during that last run to get around Tom Bourne. But again, he knows that if Peyton Holland wins this race, that's his teammate, into the Final Four, those guys have at least a 50% chance of bringing the championship home for the team.
Yeah, exactly. I like, if you're Brock Whitehead, those are some pretty good odds right there. And it almost reminds me of Steiner math.
Chris Otto, well, I didn't even think about the fact that he's not here. He's 19 up above the cut line.
Oh, wow. No, you're right. Chris Otto isn't here. There's a lot of drivers that aren't here tonight. 20 cars taking their green flag. And, well, Cole Martin putting it on the hauler, winning the race in the beer stand. Mark Gonzalez had a couple of issues tonight. Put him on the hauler, had his 5-meter peg. Greg Wood Jr., the last car there in 14th to be out of the race. Where you get to Charlie Childress, who, had that hard hit right before he went to commercial.
So Tom Bourne is looking to gain 22 points in this race. 23, I would say. And then he could potentially be in the Final Four as well.
So is that if he wins or if he currently finishes second?
I think even if he's in second place, as long as he gains 23 points today.
Yeah, because, there's going to be a huge shakeup in the points, no matter which way you spin it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why Liam Irving is the brains. If this is an episode of Pinky and the Brains, you'd be the brain, and I'd be Pinky. Well, just as Peyton Holland was sitting high, wide, and handsome, Tom Bourne closing in. He's got it down to 0.4 of a second as he is effectively pulling away from Brock Whitehead. Brock Whitehead bringing up that third position with the orange brake rotor. Tom Bourne continues to chase down Peyton Holland and that number 18 car.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that without Chris Otto being here, Tom Bourne finishing where he does, he will make it. Christian Rose, if he finishes in front of Tom Bourne, he could make it. Thad Teasley tied with Tom. Zach Woods 4 points behind Tom. So we've got 4 or 5 guys racing for 2 spots.
And that's the part that I love about this playoff/chase system is that, in the real world, wins don't matter anymore. Well, they do matter in the sense of points, but when it gets to the playoff time, that's essentially the second race that you watch, especially in the points. As Tom Bourne has all but caught Peyton Holland. It's down to 1/4 of a second. And in the sense of the highway, if you're on the highway and you're within 0.2 of a second, that little car emblem in your dashboard is going nuts right now. But on the racetrack, 0.2 of a second is an agonizing, or it seems like an eternity.
Absolutely does, but Tom Bourne trying to do what he can to close that in. These guys don't want to have to rely on a what-if situation with Chris Otto not being in here. The way that these guys are looking at it, with 3 points separating them from each other, Peyton Holland being on the cut line, this is win and you're into the championship. These guys want to have their fate in their own hands, and the best way to do that is by taking the checkered flag first. Expect to see these guys put on a hell of a battle with these extra stakes. Maybe one of them might be able to celebrate with a steak dinner, but definitely not both of them.
Well, right now, I can guarantee you, Liam, there on I-39, if you saw Tom Bourne getting this close to your car, we'd see road rage come out of Liam, like, you know, all the smoke coming out of your ears.
Oh, yeah.
Liam's like, what is this guy doing? But we're not on the highway, we're on the racetrack. And this is perfectly
If somebody's two
okay.
tenths behind me on the highway, I'm concerned. If somebody's as close as Tom Bourne is, I'm not too worried about it. However, he's this close at 130 miles an hour, whereas you're going 65, 70 on the highway. 2/10 on the highway is a car length at best.
Yeah. I'm just saying there on I-39 in the Twin Cities in Minneapolis.
Oh, no, we got 35. 39's Wisconsin.
Oh, 35, sorry. I-35 in Minneapolis. It's probably no fun with a car 2/10 behind you.
Generally, you're going slow enough as to where 2/10 is pretty unattainable.
Well, right now, Peyton Holland just opened it up to...
Yeah, he got another 10th on that lap around.
Yes, he does.
Tom Bourne really trying to keep him honest, though. 16 versus 18. 105 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line.
We're getting there. But how much longer is Tom Bourne going to be content with riding around in second position at 0.3 of a second?
How much longer is it before Brock Whitehead lights the wick and lets her go? Running in third place. He's a half a second behind Tom Bourne, but something tells me he's not pushing too hard right now. Had that late run speed last time. Expect to see more of that.
Yeah, Brock Whitehead had the flux capacitor recharged, and well, down the back straightaway we go. Throw a top. You can throw a blanket over this top three. They're just about single filed out still, and we got some other cars we want to get on the screen, and so we're not missing anything up in the front there. Tad Teasley holds it down there in that fourth position. Ryan White right behind him.
Teasley, another one of those drivers who's hoping to get up into that top three and start battling. He's close enough to that cut line as to where a race win could get him in to the final race. Much like those guys in the top two, he wants his fate to be in his own hands. The best way to do that is to take the checkered flag first. Teasley's actually tied with Tom Bourne at -3 behind the cut line. So if he can get in front, oh, by the way, Brock Whitehead gets around Tom Bourne for second.
And that is what we're talking about. Let's see how that pass materialized. I mean, Brock Whitehead's been looking at this, or been working at this for several laps. Just gets that inside line. Tom Bourne just gives up way too much coming off the corner.
I think that was an intended, not really intended to be much of a fight there out of Tom. And now Brock Whitehead trying to close in on his teammate. This is where the question really starts to be asked. How much do you want this race win if you're Brock Whitehead? Or how much do you want to try to help Peyton Holland guarantee a way into the Final Four?
I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, really, right?
Well, I mean, on one hand, if he wins this race, you let him win, not let him, but like, if this race plays out the way that it is right now, it's a 50-50 chance at Whitehead Racing winning the championship. However, nobody's going to know more than Brock Whitehead how hard it is to race against Peyton Holland when everything's on the line. Is that something he wants to deal with next week, or does he feel better about potentially having Tom Bourne or Thad Teasley up in that Final Four?
My head's starting to hurt from this one, but nonetheless, Thad Teasley is just about 3 seconds back from Tom Bourne. As right now, Brock Whitehead closing in, just slowly eating at that interval.
7/10 of a second now, that last time around, just a few 100ths quicker. See what it looks like this time. These guys coming up off of turn number 2. Really seems like Whitehead's able to get the run coming up off of the corner. These guys are going to have one more pit stop coming our way. Expect to see that around lap 190 to 200, roughly 25 laps from now. If that happens under green, we're going to see a lot of different strategies play out.
I mean, for me, it's
honestly,
I think it's 4 tires all day long.
Definitely going to be 4 tires, but my question is, do you have enough tires? I've seen Denny Hamlin do a couple of years ago, split the last 100 laps into 2 stops when everybody else did 1, and he won the race in the last 5 laps. So can somebody try to add in an extra stop? Do they have enough tires for it?
That's a great question, and they will be answered here on lap 169 and beyond.
I think if you're Teasley, I think that might not be a bad bet. But you're running out of time to make that call. 90 laps to go in just a few more circuits. Look at this battle for the lead shaping up. 4/10 of a second at the start-finish line.
Yeah, Peyton Holland's going to have a decision to make here once he catches Dalton McKinney. Is Dalton McKinney going to go back a lap down to double natural of Patrick McQuaid in 1 lap down? And now, here's the thing. Peyton Holland still has to get around Dalton McKinney, and he has to do it efficiently, because Brock Whitehead's there.
Half a second. Peyton Holland shifts his line up the racetrack. That gives him a little bit better exit. Last time by a little bit quicker than second place.
And Peyton Holland on the outside this time. He's going to take the outside line. And Dalton McKinney fighting to stay on the lead lap. It's a little insurance right now for Peyton Holland.
And Brock's going to get stuck behind the 46. That's a little bit of extra insurance. 46 gets down and out of the way. That's going to be a couple tenths in the favor of Peyton Holland. Dalton McKinney comes into the pits now.
Wait,
from the 9th position.
Is Dalton McKinney watching the broadcast and doing what you said?
I don't know. I don't know if he's close enough to the front to make it work, but...
I mean, what if there's a caution, though?
This is true.
I mean,
most of these guys up front are over a second to a second and a half off of their fastest lap times. So if McKinney can stay on his fastest lap times and stay about a second to a second and a half quicker, he could potentially make it work. You spend about 42 to 44 seconds on the pit lane if you get a good stop.
If you get a good stop. Lap 176. Brock Whitehead getting ready to throw the kitchen sink and all the other utensils at his teammate Peyton Holland.
Meanwhile, Thad Teasley is caught up to Tom Bourne.
Oh,
remember, these guys came in here tied in the points. So we know that most of these guys are treating this as a win and you're into the Final Four, but with Chris Otto being out, there is a little bit of a wild card situation. These two could potentially be racing for the final spot right now.
I love this battle going on right now. Here comes Tad Deasley looking to the outside of the 16 car. Bourne going to block. Deasley going to cross him over into turn number 1. And there he goes. Gets around the 16 car.
Tom doesn't seem to like his car on the long run. Might have to make a swing at it on this last pit stop coming up in about 10 to 15 laps.
I got a feeling that this last 60 are going to be all about short run speed.
Oh man, 60 is a very long short run.
I think it's going to be playing for cautions because you know that it's do or die at this point. This is your season. The rest, especially if you're vying for one of those Final Four spots for next week at round number 20. You can't be a second back. You got to put the horse to the whip. You got to insert the flex capacitor, and you got to get going. And you got to do oh, by the way, you got to keep Tom Bourne from getting into the final spot.
Did you just watch Back to the Future? Because you've been really on that flux capacitor thing.
Hey. That movie still holds water.
Oh, yeah. It is a cup.
That's a classic.
Charlie Childress, Noah Jackson have both come into the pits.
Yeah, looks like Charlie Childress on his out lap.
This is where things get really sketchy. These guys, different strategies, different guys, different tires. Got 79 laps to go, 78 when they cross the stripe there, and this battle for the lead is heating up like these brake rotors are heating up on entry into these corners. Starting to glow orange hot, it's about to be red.
Yeah, Bill Hagan still on the lead lap. Ryan White going to go down a lap.
Yeah, he's coming into the pit lane. Gonna make his potentially final stop here. The window is open to make it to the end, but seeing how much these guys fall off on their tires, might want to run long and try to have that late run speed. Oh, Brock got a little bit loose coming up off of the corner. That's going to cost him a 10.
It's going to cost him a 10th. And here comes Charlie Childress. Tad Deasley just in the distance there.
Childress up on the outside with those fresh tires, really making them work. And we've got a caution. Noah Jackson, potentially.
Well, let's see what happened there. You called it. There it is. Ground screw not going to
down the front stretch.
Said the ground screw not going to be happy with Noah Jackson.
So Noah Jackson, he's going to end up at the back there. Peyton Holland, Brock Whitehead, Thad Teasley, Christian Rose, Bill Hagan come into the pits. Tom Bourne was in the pits when the caution came out. We're not sure if that's going to cycle him up to the lead or if he's going to be penalized. It all just depends on when he got into the pits, but looks like he's going to be able to take the race lead. A huge break for car number 60. That 16 machine. Looked like he was struggling right before he made that pit stop. Now he's got the opportunity. Restart in the lead once again. No. Nope, he does get the EOL, so everybody's going to go around him.
That's okay. Okay, Noah Jackson got penalized for the caution. Okay. Well, Liam, it's 189 laps, 188 laps in the history books. This is probably going to be the most important restart of the night for Peyton Holland, as he's going to have his teammate Brock Whitehead to his outside. A lot of races still left to go.
Oh yeah, we're going to have 71 laps when we take the green flag. We got teammates up front. We got Thad Teasley trying to race for a playoff spot. Peyton Holland trying to get the win and you're in. Teasley's got to believe it's the same for him. So does Christian Rose. Just a couple of points behind. Green flag back in the air.
And that green
Holland able
flag,
to drive away. Teasley right to the rear bumper there, the 31 for a moment. Whitehead gets a good run coming up off of 2. Christian Rose came into this tied with Peyton Holland on the cut line. He knows he's got to get in front of that 33 at least. Keep that 16 behind him if he wants any chance at making it into the Final Four.
well, you throw a blanket over this top 4 right now.
You certainly could. Patrick McQuaid got big time sideways there. He's going to be able to save it and move forward. Try by him to hold on to his top 10 position. Oh, and around goes Brock Whitehead from second place. Caution's going to come out.
Oh no, we saw that live.
Arguably one of the most dominant drivers of the day. Especially on the long run, gets sideways coming up off of turn 4. Can't hold on to it, spins it down into the grass, and the caution comes out.
Yeah, here's that replay coming right now. Down the back straightaway. And the turns number 3 and 4, and just, you can see that car just start coming around on corner exit, and then at that point, Liam, there's no chances he's going to save it. Another Muffler Man yellow comes back out. And Liam, you can go see the Muffler Man at 219 Columbus Road, or you can call the Muffler Man at 740-592-3593 for all your Muffler Man needs. So, I want to thank Muffler Man for being the sponsor here of the Yellow Flag.
Patrick McQuaid gonna get the world's closing lucky dog here. Believe.
Patrick McQuaid is on pit road right now too. But he should, as long as he wasn't involved in that yellow flag, which he wasn't. That was a single car spin. And Liam, we got a new race now.
We absolutely do. Thad Teasley in second place. Christian Rose in third. There's 3 guys here fighting for potentially 2 spots in the Final Four.
Dalton McKinney out there in second line. He's multiple laps down. Well, one lap down.
Yeah, he's 1 lap down. Actually, I think I was wrong. I think Dalton McKinney was supposed to be the free pass. But then when he came into pit, he got lapped again.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He got the lucky dog and pit stop. Didn't beat the pace car out. Gonna re-rack it with 63 laps to go. On board here with Tom Bourne. The top 4 all trying to fight for a final playoff spot. Green flag back in the air.
On board Christian Rose also. As we come out to the white picture. Top 4 with a blanket back on top of them. Pat Deasley now runs the second position. Working lap 198. Right now, 199, 198 laps in the history book to go. These guys are going to be
looks
fighting
like
hard.
he was going to try to make a move on the inside into 1. Peyton Holland gets a little bit better of an entry. Christian Rose trying to find a way around that 33. All 4 of these guys need to finish in front of each other. There's 1 spot that is guaranteed. I mean, Chris Otto not being here. Pretty sure that leaves us the second one, but we don't want to guarantee anything. As now Tom Bourne gets around Christian Rose for 3rd place. Adam Stewart closing in, running 5th place right now. Noah Jackson, your points leader, has been able to recover from his earlier faux pas and gets himself into 6th place. Oh no, sorry, he's in 12th. He's a couple of laps down. He's just running well.
Well, that's Bill Hagan right there.
Up in 6th. Oh, and around goes Adam Stewart.
And please stay green. Please stay green. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
He's going to save it. We stay green. Adam Stewart, we just talked about him running 5th. Going to go around. Announcers jinx hits once again as now Bill Hagan works his way up into the top 5. 2nd place, Thad Teasley. 3rd place, Tom Bourne. 4th, Christian Rose.
I can't believe Adam Stewart just saved that car. And he's going to lose some time on the racetrack, but I guarantee you it's a lot better than putting it on the hauler.
Oh, it definitely is. And when you get up into that grass, really easy to lose complete control. We've seen these guys be really good at pointing that car back up and spinning it through the grass instead of hitting the wall. Goes to show the talent level of these guys and the car control that they have even when they're out of control.
Well, there's your top 4 right now. Christian Rose having a pretty good night. Peyton Holland. That's one driver I would love to talk to in Victory Lane here tonight. Let's go, Peyton.
I'm sure everybody wants to talk to us for Victory Lane tonight.
Well, right now.
He said that was impressive, so I appreciate that.
Hey, yeah, I mean, Liam, you are impressive every week here, and you know, Liam, I can't thank you enough for, you know, some nights, you know, not gonna lie, we've had a long day, we get tired.
Oh, dude, trust me, I get it. You know, sometimes you work, well, I work 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts sometimes, and sometimes you're just tired. Sometimes you're not all the way there, but
am I ever all the way there, though?
Yeah. I've seen you do dirt, man. Let's call it. But, no, dude, we've always been able to kind of keep each other honest and under control, and I've always loved that about our shows. We get a little frustrated sometimes, for sure, but...
Absolutely.
It's a good time.
Right now,
Had a lot of fun as Tom Bourne gets around Thad Teasley for second place.
Ooh, I like that battle getting ready to materialize down the back straightaway. As we want to thank everybody for joining us here in the YouTube.com live chat. Liam, I know you'll back to Kurt. Jonathan Leach likes your impressive call. And, you know, Mark Gonzalez had a malfunction. Matthew Rodriguez wants to know, is Otto locked in or will he be out since he didn't start?
Yeah, I'm assuming he's going to be out since he didn't start. I haven't heard anything about drop weeks in the playoffs, so I would assume with only a 19-point gap, he might be in trouble here. That's why I'm saying there's for sure one spot open. These guys racing for at least that one spot that Peyton Holland has right now, but he's tied. Tom Bourne is also tied with Christian Rose. Thad Teasley is the one tied with Christian Rose is tied with Peyton Holland. Thad Teasley is tied with Tom Bourne. Those guys are only 3 points apart.
And Scott Stewart says, dang it, Adam, gotta keep it under control. I believe that would be Adam's father, or brother, or father. And coaching Adam Stewart from the YouTube.com live chat. Want to thank, once again, thank everybody for tuning in tonight on your phones, in your homes, wherever you may be watching. Even if you're out to dinner with your spouse and you got us in the background, I hope you're not doing that at the Olive Garden. But, you know, if you are, turn it down.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us. We know we've had some technical difficulties as well. I appreciate you guys sticking it out with us. And these guys are putting out a race that is well worth the wait and the watch and the struggles. Obviously, we wish we didn't have those, but
we do.
Tom Bourne is really reeling in that race leader. Peyton Holland has been a couple of tenths quicker every time around. Now it's less than half a second between the top two with 45 laps to go.
Yeah, 45 laps to go, and you know, and Peyton Holland out. You know, it's a half a second. I mean,
a little bit quicker this time around. Tom Bourne, I think, made a little bit of a mistake somewhere because Thad Teasley was also able to close back in for third. Talk about this playoff picture. Thad and Tom came in here tied. Christian Rose has fallen back to 5th place. Peyton Holland, 4th place in the standings, tied with Christian Rose.
Dude, Thad Teasley caught Tom Bourne that time.
I don't think Tom can afford to lose this spot.
I bet Tom Bourne's in the car right now doing the virtual just bring it like the Rockies used to do.
I think he's in the car. He's leaning into the corners. He's trying to lean forward down the straightaways just to push that thing. He's giving it every little bit of physical determination that he can. Teasley really aggressive on corner entry. Now he's going to try a little bit wider of a line, see if he can get a better exit down the front straightaway. Stays about even there with Tom Bourne. Only 1/100th of a second separating those two that last lap. Tom just a hair quicker.
Meanwhile, they're still catching Peyton Holland while this is all going on.
How much of that is Peyton just trying to kind of save his stuff for the end? Maybe he's trying to give the 16 a little bit of dirty air, allowing the 33 to get side by side. Brock Whitehead has worked his way up into 4th, arguably one of the most dominant drivers of the day. Goes around and brings out a caution. He's back up into the top 5 within a second of the race lead. Second and a half, I should say. No, it is within a second.
It's a second.
Teasley needs to make this pass on Tom Bourne and keep that 31 behind him. Tom Bourne at this point would go in tied with Christian Rose. The second place finish would likely be the tiebreaker. Thad Teasley has the opportunity to take that away. He came in tied with Tom.
Now is it the most wins or?
That's a good question. I would have assumed it was the best finish in the round.
Okay.
Which, you know, if these guys haven't won a race, second place is going to do it. Brock Whitehead right to the back bumper at that Teasley, though. He's going to be able to take away 3rd place.
Oh.
Teasley trying to fight back. Not much he can do coming up off of turn number 2.
Impressive stuff by this league as a general, and Tom Bourne losing some ground a little bit to our race leader Peyton Holland.
I think Peyton had to turn up the wick there. Starting to see who's creeping up on him in 3rd place.
Peyton Holland not really missing anything. Peyton Holland closing in on the Welts closing number 4 of Adam Stewart. You know, and luck, I thought we'd see a lot more cars go lap down. You know, it's just been 1 or 2 here or there.
We've had a lot of attrition in this race. Currently only seeing 12 drivers on the racetrack. Noah Jackson in the pits right now. He spent a significant amount of time in the pits. Not sure if he's going to get it back out onto the racetrack or not, but right now 12 cars on the racetrack. 8 of which are on the lead lap. Patrick McQuaid getting ready to go another lap down. Going to be his 2nd lap. Doesn't put too much of a fuss up for the race leader, who now leads to the tune of 1 second over Brock Whitehead. And I tell you what, Christian Rose has been passed by Ryan White. Puts him down to 6th place, which means 3rd could still be enough to finish in front, or at least tie in the points with that 14. So the battle between Teasley and Tom Bourne is back on.
There's that battle getting ready to materialize, get a little bit warm. Meanwhile, all those 2 are catching Brock Whitehead with 28 laps to go. This will be 28 quick laps. If we stay green all the way to the end. I mean, less than 10 cautions on a racetrack like Richmond. That just shows you how talented that these guys are.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen these guys sliding, coming up off of corners. We've seen contact. We've seen door banging. But it's still been a very clean race. It's been aggressive, but it's been clean. The aggression level getting ready to heat up a little bit more as Brock Whitehead, once again, just a hair quicker than your race leader with 25 laps to go when they cross the stripe the next time. Tom Bourne try to keep that Teasley behind him. So far, he's been able to. He's been able to gap him by a couple of tenths. Ryan White trying to close in on Teasley as well, and as that happens, Teasley sees his final 4 hopes going up in smoke.
That's a great movie, but nonetheless, Ted Teasley's got to pull something out of the hat, preferably a bunny or a race win to get in here. But the sands of the hourglass starting to run out with Teasley in his playoff hopes. As we are watching this materialize right now, out in Dresden, Ohio, at Muskegon County Speedway, they're racing in what they call the Dirt Cup, because we got 21 left to go. So this pits the top 12 in Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series points against the top 12 in World of Outlaw Late Model standings. And they had just started, they went 12 rounds of King of the Hill. As, you know, it was Bobby Pierce versus Hudson O'Neill. And, you know, I believe that those guys came out on top. Let's see here. Nick Hoffman lost against, Nick Hoffman won against Brandon Shepard. So I imagine that they're running the A main now. Bashar Nick Hoffman is leading over RTJ, Ricky Thornton Jr., and Dan Ebert. Bobby Pierce currently runs fourth, and Hudson O'Neill rounds out your top 5. Right now, Tom Bourne sits in a cool, comfortable 3rd position, as Ted Teasley trying to catch it. His Wire is rooting on Tom Bourne in that 16 car. Peyton Holland still out front with 17 laps to go. And he's getting ready to put Adam Stewart a lap down. Make it 16 laps this time by Adam Stewart. Gonna go up and try to block him.
Peyton gets up into the wall. That's going to cost him some time on the car behind. Not going to be super happy with the 4 Welch Clothing machine. Adam Stewart trying to stay on the lead lap as he has every right to. Brock Whitehead gets a little bit loose coming up off of the corner, but it's 3/4 of a second now. Almost 3/10 gained by Brock Whitehead that time around. Now Brock's got to try to get around that 4 machine as well. See how difficult Adam's going to make it. Peyton Holland able to get that lead back. See if we can go back to Brock Whitehead. Doesn't look like he's been able to get around that 4 machine.
No, he's still
there
trying
goes
to get
Adam
around.
Way up the racetrack. Adam, wow, cuts right back down. Almost clips the 31.
Why is Adam Stewart trying to cross the 31 over 14 laps to go? And I imagine that's what Brock Whitehead's wanting to know.
I'm not entirely sure what that was about, but I'm going to keep moving forward. It's 1.3 seconds between first and second with 13 laps to go here in the penultimate race of the EOL Race Wrap Guy Cup Series.
Tom Bourne right behind Adam Stewart. He's got to get around Adam Stewart almost just as efficiently as, if not more efficient than Brock Whitehead.
Yeah, he wants to try to get back to Brock Whitehead because that 1 point is going to guarantee that he jumps in front of the 14 Kristen Rose. I believe Tom Bourne would win the tiebreaker with a third place finish, and he's got more wins on the season.
Well, I do know one thing right now. Peyton Holland is driving away out to the tune of 1.21 seconds. So we're not missing anything in the front here. As Brock Whitehead's starting to, well, at times almost evened out, if you will.
I think Brock's still a little bit quicker, but he's struggling with this lap traffic. Peyton Holland seems to be doing pretty good with it, and he's got a really good 3 and 4.
Single digit laps to go.
1.25 at the line, 9 laps to go. I don't think Brock Whitehead's going to be hurting if he loses this race. I think he's going to be pleased to see a teammate win his way into the championship. I don't think he's going to make it easy on him by any stretch of the means. I think he's going to try to close back in as that time by a little bit quicker, but not quite enough.
Eight laps to go.
Christian Rose seems to be pretty comfortably in 6th place. Got about 6 seconds in front of him and 6 seconds behind him for passes for position. Barring anything crazy, he should be solidified in the 6th position.
Here's a driver, Liam, who's solidly in the top 7 who we almost never really even talk about, and that's the number 3 car of Bill Hagan, up 6 spots. And I mean, just finally puts one together and 6 laps away from getting a top 10.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Bill up in the top 5 earlier. He's had himself a phenomenal race here at Richmond. Really seems like these short tracks fit his style. It's been nice to see that 3 car doing well, and it's a pretty good paint scheme he's got on there.
That's patriotic one.
Yes, sir. Peyton Holland, just a couple of seconds on track behind him. We'll see if he can put him a lap down as they come to 4 laps to go, the final 3 miles here in Richmond. Gonna find out who makes it into the final 4. Tom Bourne, a 1.5 seconds behind Brock Whitehead. That's gonna be a really tough ask to try to gain that much time in the final 2 laps, or 3 laps.
Well, now we got 3 laps to go. I mean, they got to start making some moves.
I don't know if there's any moves to be made. Thad Teasley trying to close in on Tom Bourne. These points are so close coming into this race. Peyton Holland in the lead, trying to solidify his way into the final 4. Tom Bourne hoping that he's done enough to stay in front or get in front of Kristen Rose, take that final spot. But Peyton Holland, and that Ghost Energy, number 18, takes the white flag. He's got 3/4 mile to go before he can drive into victory lane as the white flag, sponsored by Crawford, in the air. He's trying to take himself a nice little Wednesday night drive into the championship 4, and he's going to do it. Coming up off of turn number 4, Peyton Holland wins the DJ Knightz 265 at Richmond.
What a run for Peyton Holland. Brock Whitehead and Tom Bourne going to round out your podium.
He wins, and he is in. I'm going to try to
get some confirmation on the final playoff spot.
While you're doing that, we're going to watch Peyton Holland burn it down here on the front stretch of Richmond Raceway. We await our top 3 finishers to get up to the booth. Peyton Holland's still burning it down out there. He's going to be celebrating for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, you race your way into the playoffs.
I think you're allowed, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if this is his first win in the series, but he's celebrating like it is. And he just blew the motor.
Yeah, it's his first one on the season.
Oh, wow.
Let's go ahead and bring him up here. Peyton, it's Liam and Allen up in the booth. You got a copy.
What up, boys?
First win of the season could not have come at a better time. You win your way into the Final Four. How does it feel, man?
I don't know. I'm just lost for words. It's been such an eventful season. I'm sorry, I'm catching my breath. I felt like my heart was coming out of my chest at the end. I felt like there's so many races I could have won, and I finally get it. That's awesome. That's awesome.
What was going through your mind as you were, you took the lead, you see your teammate take second place behind you, and that gap continues to increase. What is going through your mind behind the wheel of that 18 Ghost Energy machine?
Just no caution. I felt like I had a really good long run car. I knew Thad was good. I knew Tom was good. I think I knew I could beat Tom in the long run, and Brock was really good too. But whenever I started getting the distance, I just start backing it up, saving the tires. That was just my whole mindset. I just kept saying, save the tires, and it ended up working out perfect for me because I think the last 20 laps I was untouchable, So, yeah, I'm glad I made it through this race, I'm glad I didn't wreck Bourne or do something stupid like I did at Pocono or all these other races,
Walk us through that last restart. I know, we had about 65 or so to go, but you were able to get out, take the lead, and you never looked back.
I knew I wanted the bottom. I felt like I could time it right. I just wanted to exit in the lead. I felt like if I didn't exit in the lead, it was just I wasn't going to get it back. I just felt like the clean air was just so important here. And luckily, once I got it, I just didn't look back. I don't know how. I don't know what I did. This wasn't even close to one of those races I had circled to win, not even close. And I just had a lot of confidence coming in, just hoping for the best. My goal wasn't even to win. I just wanted to beat these other guys into the championship. So I guess I might start doing that for next season.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, your goal was to beat these guys for the championship, and to do that, you had to win the race. You got it done. Who do you want to thank for such a strong run, and what do you got for us when we move to Homestead for the championship?
I don't know. I just want to thank everybody. I'm just so thankful right now. I don't win a lot, it's good to actually win. So, I just want to thank anybody watching. I don't know who. I send these links out all the time. I don't know who's actually watching. So just anybody watching, Trey helps a lot more than anybody ever knows. And, Whitehead Racing, just Ryan, Charles, Davies, Brock. I know Davies couldn't make it tonight, which sucks, but, just an incredible team. I'm so happy to be a part of it. I'm so thankful for y'all boys in the booth. Y'all do a incredible job. I'm definitely watching this one back. So, and thank Hupka. I know Hupka's going through a lot, so just have prayers out to him and thank him for running everything and all the other admins. So, Homestead though, luckily, not to toot my own horn, I love Homestead. As by far my favorite track on the whole circuit. Anywhere we race, that's just my favorite track. So I'm really excited. That was my mindset. I just wanted to make it to Homestead, and I had some confidence, and now I'm there. So I just gotta execute, you know.
Awesome stuff, man. We look forward to seeing what you got for us next week.
Thank you, boys.
All right, next we'll bring in Brock Whitehead.
Brock, finished in second. It looked like he had the car to beat there. Just not enough to get by Peyton Holland. Take us to the race of what more he could have needed to get by that 18 car.
Yeah. Had a great long run car. The short run speed kind of sucked. But yeah, towards there about 30, 40 laps into the run, it was killer. It was still sticking the bottom. I was running about 2 or 3 tenths faster at times than the leaders. And Peyton had, got figured out what I was doing, and he changed up his line, and he was able to save the tire, and I just couldn't do anything about it, just running in the line and the dirty air. And then, towards the end, just got a little too aggressive. I probably could have still maybe have got to him, but I got there in the wall, and it kicked the steering wheel over just barely to the right, so slowed us down a little bit, but I haven't been interviewed here in a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. Here now we go to Homestead. What's going to be your expectation as we get to the finale here of the EOL League Esports Oval League here?
Just trying to be competitive. Homestead ain't my best track. I haven't had very good luck there. And the crazy part is if I practice too much, it just makes me worse. So I'll have that hour to figure it out. But hopefully we can do better than we have there in the past on saving tire or even just keeping it underneath us.
Look, man, before we get you out of here, who do you want to thank and who helped you get it done on that 31 car?
Yeah, everybody at Whitehead Racing, all our teammates, Trey for spotting us, Synchro G Finn, Chris also for doing the same thing, y'all for broadcasting. Really appreciate it. Hebka for still keeping it going, even though he's going through some family stuff right now, and just everybody that still shows up. Hopefully we'll get more of a full field next week, but my hopes aren't too high.
Well, once again, congratulations on the second place finish. Liam, back to you in the booth.
Phenomenal run here from Brock Whitehead. Now we're going to bring in Tom Bourne. Tom, it's Liam and Allen up in the booth. You get a copy. Hey, Tom Bourne, it's Liam up in the booth.
What's up, Liam?
Hey, man, phenomenal run here today. You seemed like you had one of the best cars out there. Third place is where you end up, but most importantly, you were 3 spots in front of Christian Roast, which, if my math is correct, puts you tied.
Yeah.
And I think with Chris Otto missing this race, that means you're tied for 4th.
Yes, I believe so, but I think it'll come down to laps led also, because I believe we get a bonus point for that. I could be wrong, but I believe Ruse led a lap too, right? Tonight?
Have a look-see.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did. He
led a lap, yes.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens with the tiebreaker then.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know what the rules are with the tiebreaker. I was really looking forward to talking to you about your 3rd place finish, though. I mean, you had a super strong car all day. It seemed like you were able to make passes in situations where other drivers weren't, but it also kind of seemed like in the long run, you started to fall off a little bit. Do you think there was anything you could have changed throughout the race to kind of mitigate that? Because you did come away with the fastest lap of the race.
I don't really know. Like you said, the car was fast all night. Just haven't been able to figure out how to save tire on the long run. And unfortunately, clean air was such a big deal tonight. Once the bottom went away, I thought that was going to be the best way to end up saving tire. And then once it went away after the 100 laps or so, I really couldn't figure out how to run the middle or the high side like the other guys were and still save tire. So overall, it was solid. Good set of momentum going into the final race. Hopefully, battling for a championship, but I guess time will tell, and we'll see.
Well, Tom, I tell you what, time's not going to tell because we've got the answer right now. According to Trey Whitehead, 10:07 p.m. Playoff standings to finish the round of 16. You got 4th place. 3rd place, Peyton Holland. 2nd, Brock Whitehead. And 1st, Noah Jackson. You were 2 to the good. So congratulations on making the Final Four.
Well, thank you. That's definitely something I was not expecting to hear in the interview, but I will gladly take that information. And hopefully, we can continue everything going into the final race and win a second championship.
Well, Tom, you've had that 16 looking strong all season. I know you were able to get yourself a win for Biff, but what are you looking forward to next season, and how much would it mean to you to get a second championship?
I haven't looked much in the next season yet. We've been going one race at a time, kind of focusing on ever since the playoffs started, or the chase, whatever you want to call it. Just going race by race, hoping, trying to do the best we can. I'll probably start looking at next season once the final race is over next week. But it would mean a lot to get a second championship. I've been racing in this league for a while now, and I love the group of guys that are in here. They're always super respectful of me and my driving talents, and I try my best to give it back to them the best I can. They know how I race, and they kind of expect it. And I'm just grateful to be here and be one of the guys that they end up trying and usually beating week in and week out.
Awesome stuff, man. You come home 3rd. You made the Final Four. Who do you want to thank for such a strong run moving into Homestead next week?
I got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast week in, week out. One more this season. Gonna miss talking to you guys if you guys don't come back next season. I don't know what the plan is with that, but it's been fun. And Milwaukee Tools, Ghost Energy. Shout out to Peyton tonight for the win. He really stepped up when he needed to, and he's come a long way since I started racing with him. So it's good to see him actually having a race where no bad luck goes his way and putting it where he should have finished. Roos Klein Racing, they're great. I'm sorry, Christian. I had to knock you out. My bad. Hubka for putting on the league week in, week out. Sydney, Kira, they're always supporting, and everybody else watching. Without anybody watching, then there's no reason for us to be doing what we do. So, hopefully we can continue this, and hopefully next week we can be 2 spots better and bring home a championship.
Some stuff, man. We're looking forward to seeing what next week brings. Congrats on tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Phenomenal stuff. I'm kind of there with Tom. I didn't expect to get that news so quickly, but we're seeing the graphic in the channel and looking at the Sim Racer Hub. Everything's been updated pretty near immediately. So pretty cool stuff that we got to witness here tonight. Peyton Holland gets the job done over Brock Whitehead, Tom Bourne, Thad Teasley, Ryan White, Christian Rose, Bill Hagan, Adam Stewart, Dalton McKenney, and Zach Woods. Patrick McQuaid, Charlie Childress, Noah Jackson, Greg Wood, Brett Bullard, Charles Whitehead, Brandon Cooper, Mark Gonzalez, Cole Martin, and then Johnny Williams did not take the start.
Peyton led 134 laps. That's the most of anybody. Brock Whitehead, I believe, is our hard charger, but with our technical glitches during the middle of the race, that might be inaccurate. So he was at least our hard charger from lap 50 or so, up 8 positions. Tom Bourne, fastest lap of the race at a 21:304, also had the pole position. 6 cautions throughout the course of the race. 4 lead changes under green flag conditions with 5 different leaders. Phenomenal stuff here. Just about 190 miles at the 3/4 mile track here in Richmond. Got one more of these here with the EOL Race Wrap Guy Cup Series. Excited to see what next week brings us for the championship. We're going to sign off here. As always, I like to say, do it for Dale, be like Biff, and always keep it rowdy. As you guys walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic. Have a good night, folks.